I'm really honored to be with you this evening, and especially this group. You folks have real guts and real ability. You know, one of the great nutritionists once said that, there is no diet that will get rid of all the fat in your body, because the brain is entirely fat. And without a brain, you might look good, but then all you can do is run for public office. Quite simply, there's no pro-life movement without people like you. People who have dedicated not only their careers, but their lives to promoting the right to life and protecting the lives of the unborn. And thanks to all of you for inviting me to celebrate with you this evening. You have much to celebrate. In the midst of our day-to-day struggles, it is not always easy to grasp our achievements, to gauge our progress, and to identify distances that we've traveled. But tonight, it is appropriate to recognize that the pro-life movement has come far, both in changing law and in changing the hearts and minds of our American citizens. And it has done so in no small part due to the work of Americans United for Life. AUL was founded at a time when the country was moving in the wrong direction. The nation was moving toward broader acceptance of abortion rights. Those working to undermine protections for the weakest and most vulnerable members of our political communities were prevailing politically and in the courts. But the founders of Americans United for Life refused to accept an American future where the traditional family was undermined, our nation's constitutional commitments to natural rights were weakened, and the lives of the weak and sick were subject to a cold utilitarian calculus. Instead, they stood as a powerful witness to our nation's deepest constitutional commitments to life and liberty. They kept moving towards or forward in their efforts to protect human life. They understood the intrusions on natural rights were not irreversible. They believed, as our nation's founders did, that all persons have certain God-given rights that no government can rightly deny, that all just governments must work to secure. There will always be the challenges from those who deny the human dignity of each and every person. The scourge of abortion happens to be our generation's greatest challenge, and AUL has met it time after time and time again. Initially, your work was in the legislatures, appealing to the people and their democratically elected representatives. This focus shifted with Roe, when the courts took sides with the culture of death. AUL committed itself to overturning Roe. More broadly, it sought to advance and to halt the advance of the pro-abortion agenda through our courts. Perhaps most importantly, Americans United for Life recognized the need to change the composition of the courts. You understand that only by reviving a respect for judicial restraint and nominating and confirming individuals with proper understandings of the judiciary's limited role in a democracy would the march of abortion rights in the courts be halted. Your president, Dr. Yost, gave voice to this original constitutional understanding in her testimony at the Senate confirmation hearings for Justice Sotomayor and Justice Kagan. While we did not prevail in defeating those nominations, the fact that both nominees had to give lip service to judicial restraint shows just how successful AUL has been in shifting the debate. Today, the burden of proof is on those who seek judicial restraint. It is on those who look to the judiciary as the vanguard of liberal social change. And we have plenty of those up on Capitol Hill. Still, the pro-life movement faces many challenges, and I'm grateful to know that AUL will remain a leader in this movement going forward, in large part due to the hard work of your board of directors and Dr. Yost. There are not enough superlatives to capture Dr. Yost's wisdom and commitment. She understood early on the threat that the Obama administration represented for the unborn. At the same time that the American people increasingly identify as pro-life, candidate Obama was unabashedly pro-choice. As president, his signature domestic achievement represented a reversal of long-standing pro-life policy and an assault on the sanctity of life, of human life. Dr. Yost and her team fought these policies before they became law, and they are working tirelessly to undo now what they have enacted. They should be applauded for their recent expose of Planned Parenthood's abortion business. It was an enormous embarrassment to that organization, and I am confident that its days as a recipient of taxpayer dollars are numbered, and they darn well better be. The bottom line is that our laws must be changed to protect the unborn, but so too our culture must embrace the weak and the vulnerable, the unborn, the disabled, and the elderly. As your former board member, the late Father Newhouse, put it, and I loved him, AUL seeks an America where all unborn children are welcomed in life and protected in law. For 10 years now, Americans United for Life has been at the forefront of efforts to promote the culture of life. The fact that more Americans now consider themselves pro-life than pro-choice is testament to the work of AUL and the others in the pro-life community. And it demonstrates that we can reverse the damage caused or damage done to the cause of life by this administration. And I can tell you, as we build our numbers even more, ultimately these people are so pro-choice, when they realize that they might get thrown out of office, they're going to change. It won't necessarily be because of a moral change. It'll be because they want to get reelected. And that's what we've got to do, is get them to understand they're not going to get reelected if they don't respect the culture of life. I have the greatest respect for everything that AUL has done and continues to do on behalf of those who are unable to fight for themselves. Often in the face of great political and legal obstacles, AUL defends our Constitution and our founding principles. Our legal treatment of the unborn is better today due to the work of AUL. The composition of our courts is better due to the work of AUL. And in the end, our country is better, more welcoming, and it's a more charitable place due to the work of Americans United for Life. I'm very proud of you all. And though I hope for the day when an organization like AUL is no longer needed or necessary, well, it'll always be needed, but necessary, I wish you all the best in the coming years. Now, I've watched Charmaine Yost come and testify in Supreme Court hearings when in the early days she was ridiculed and mistreated, not treated very fairly, not given really much care by that committee. And she just stood there as a noble human being and testified and brought home to everybody that there are people out there who understand what life is all about. And I just want to pay personal tribute to her and to all of you. Let me tell you, we're going to win. We're going to win this in the end, and I can't wait for the day. God bless all of you.